can hear that, that was the GDC Scream that's planned every year. It's like 5 minutes to get all of the vibes out. I didn't realize, I actually just kind of caught that so perfectly. I just walked out on this terrace and it's funny to see the community building aspects of GDC. So, shout out to the Scream.
One of my favorite songs. And all of my clubmates are just like laughing at me, like, oh, I love that. Okay.
Wait, and you have to explain that you're like, we're watching the League of Legends.
I'm crying over the league.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm safe. It's just League of Legends.
Like, that was, like,
That's so funny.
I've cried over League. But I was
Can't
also being
say that I
paid.
have.
Okay, we are going to be doing a walking portion of the vlog because that is the vibes for this Wednesday. It is so busy. I have never been this fucking moving around, moving and grooving across San Francisco. But here we are. I'm on my way to the Women in Games International Networking event. It already started like 2 hours ago, so people are still there. I just came out of the leadership micro talks, which I was really excited for. And we had some really cool insight. Unsurprisingly, most of the people were producers, which makes me really want to pitch a talk for next year. I have a talk already planned that I've done, like acting stuff, but I want to expand it and like try and pitch for GDC. So we'll see. Maybe that'll be the goal for next year. What else have I done today? I saw a really good talk on leaving Arabistan, which is, you know, the way that Arab culture is represented, which was fascinating. I'm gonna run for this, crossing the street without dying. And yeah, Wednesday, the expo hall has officially opened up, so I'm hoping to hit that up at some point. I will try and take you along for that. I didn't even show you my outfit for today. I'll have to do it later. This morning was crazy busy. I'm backlit. This whole video is a mess. That's fine. I'm gonna try and see if I can get any footage at the Wiki event. If not, we'll talk about it later. And yeah, I'm hoping to have a bit of an earlier night today. I'm going to the game, like the Indie Game Awards that are hosted by GDC, and that's ending pretty early. And then I kind of just want to go home. Hopefully any of this audio is usable. I will see you at Wiki or after, and we'll check in again.
Games that become more than just pixels on the screen. They become shared experiences that bind us together.
I've been making games my entire life. From card games and board games when I was 9 years old, to eventually learning how to make games in Flash in my teens. But I had never considered a career in video games until I saw another Arab become a game designer.
And that makes the dream of making games feel impossible for kids like us, because surely if it was possible, I'd have heard of other people with names like ours doing it. So with that in mind, it feels deeply remarkable to be standing here tonight as an Iraqi and an Egyptian to celebrate the Jordanians' efforts to make the global games industry a better place. Through my own career, I've come to believe that one of the greatest acts of resistance of our stereotype as Arabs and Middle Eastern people being the battle, that one of the greatest acts of resistance that we have against primarily being represented as cannon fodder and bombing targets. That one of the greatest acts of resistance that we have against these wars that are playing out in real life, day after day, in our lands, in our region, to our people, in Gaza, one of the greatest acts of resistance we have as minorities against this dehumanization is simply to exist.
Okay, somehow it is already 11:30 p.m. despite the fact that I feel like I just got home from the GDC Awards and I have a lot I want to talk about, so you're gonna watch me take off my makeup and we're gonna talk about it. Today was so busy. Last time we chatted was at Wiki. I went and literally like laid in your Buena Gardens after that, just like on the floor. And that was great. And then I walked the expo hall a tiny bit. I didn't really have time to see much, but it was just to kill time before the GDC Awards. And then obviously, as you saw, I got ready in the bathroom doing the makeup that I'm now taking off. So the GDC Awards were really amazing. So there's 2 awards that happen. It starts with the IGF Awards, which is the Indie Games Foundation. That's like indie exclusively. They're really fun. Like they have a student developer category. Some of the winners in other categories were mentioning they had won student developer a while ago. Like it seems like a really wonderful like community and stuff. There were a couple of games I knew, including Venba, which is a game that my good friend Monica did PR for, which was really great, and that won like the grand prize, which was amazing. And then it transitioned into the GDC Awards, which are open to AAA developers as well, because the indie game ones obviously are not. And that, I mean, that was probably the best awards show that I've ever seen in my life. It's the only awards show I've been to, but you know, I've watched the Oscars, I've watched the Emmys, I've watched the Game Awards, and it was such a good award show. First of all, it was like very no nonsense. Like, here's the award, here's like a little skit, maybe like a little quippy comment. So that was wonderful. It was hosted by Lana Pierce in the most drop-dead gorgeous gown I've ever seen in my entire life. So that was a plus. I got to see Alana Pierce in person, in real life, looking amazing and beautiful and like the huge part of the game industry that she is. But there was like so much like joy and celebration, and also at the same time so much discussion of the shit happening in the industry. Like everyone who came up to give a speech either talked about the fact that there had been like record profits and yet like hundreds of thousands of layoffs. Not hundreds of thousands, but you know. Sorry, a ginormous truck just drove by. You know, everyone was talking in their speeches about how there have been thousands of layoffs in the industry and how it feels like a very stressful time to be a game developer. And a lot of people were calling for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza and talking about the genocide, which is like more than I've heard from basically any industry. Obviously some people individually have spoken, but like everyone almost felt like the host, Alana, had like comments about it in her speech. Like it really felt, if not sanctioned by the GDC Awards, it at the very least felt like allowed, which I think is big in the climate right now. And yeah, just like the conversation about layoffs and reminding devs that it's not a reflection on them and we don't want them to leave the industry and all that. I was on the verge of tears like multiple times, which is fun. And the thing that really got to me the most is that the GDC Ambassador Award was given to this incredible game dev named Fozzy. He is like the father of Arabic game dev, apparently. He literally wrote the first book in Arabic about game development. And the presenters for his award are 2 of his very close friends, Osama and Rami. And it was really special to watch 3 Arab game developers on stage celebrating their achievements and this ambassador in Fozzie. I mean, it was like pretty incredible, and I kept being on the verge of tears because as someone who's half Tunisian, doesn't really feel connected to her like Arab heritage, it was really, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Sometimes I worry that I can't offer other Arab people representation because I don't really look Arab. I'm only half Arab. I don't speak Arabic, though I'm working on it. And so basically seeing these 3 Arab game developers meant that I felt like I didn't have to. Like, there would be representation, and hopefully there will be more representation, and it'll keep going. I'm genuinely gonna cry. So anyways, it was great. It was really wonderful. And it felt like a very good night of solidarity all around game devs and celebrating game development and stuff. And yeah, this is by far the coolest thing I've ever done, including at GDC, but also just like in general. I'm exhausted, but this was a really great day, and I'm excited for tomorrow, and I'm excited for the rest of GDC, and I'm excited for the rest of my game dev career. Small shout out to Ubisoft at the awards. Fauzi actually is the VP of editorial at Ubisoft, which I actually did not know. I mean, I feel like I remember reading it in the news, but I didn't make that connection. So that made me feel really good too, that like someone so important to Arab game developers literally works as a VP at my company, where I am like, you know, a half Arab game developer. It was just good all around. I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you for hanging, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow.